This movie is based on a true story. It happened in Rwanda, Africa. A terrible war was coming. It was a fight between two tribes. People were full of hate and fear. Paul Ruzagasbayan was the hotel manager. He worked at the Hotel des Mille Collines. When the killing began, he didn't run away. He tried to save people. He hid many Tutsi families in the hotel. He called the world for help, but no one came. Still, he didn't give up. He protected his wife and children. And he saved 1268 Tutsi people. This is his true story. The year is 1994. Rwanda is divided into two tribes. The Hutu and the Tutsi. The conflict never stopped. To bring peace, two presidents plan a meeting. They want to sign a peace deal. And the story begins here. The main character is Paul. He manages a big international hotel. He's smart and calm. He knows how to deal with officers and guests. At home, he has a wife and 3 kids. His life looks peaceful. One day, Paul and Dube go to buy goods. They visit Rutagande, a local businessman. Rutagande invites Paul to a Hutu meeting. He even gives Paul a Hutu shirt. But Paul is too busy. The hotel keeps him busy all day. He just smiles and leaves. Then a forklift hits a container. Paul looks inside. It's full of machetes. He is shocked but says nothing. Rutagande acts like nothing happened. Paul turns and leaves. On the way back, Dube speaks. He says the radio keeps spreading hate. And now, so many machetes. Something bad will happen. Just then, a crowd blocks their way. They wear the same Hutu shirts. 2 men recognize Dube. He's Tutsi, they shout. The crowd moves closer. Paul quickly shows the shirt. "We're one of you," he says. The crowd steps back. They escape the danger. After a long day at the hotel, Paul goes home. He sees his kids playing and laughing. His tiredness fades away. That night, he talks with his brother-in-law and his wife. Suddenly, his son runs in. He says some soldiers are outside. Paul looks through the door. He sees Hutu soldiers catching a man. They call him a spy. The man is Tutsi. Paul knows they just want trouble. His wife wants him to help. But Paul says no. He keeps good ties with the army. It's to protect his family, not to save others. The next day, his brother-in-law visits again. He says his Hutu assistant warned him. Something big is coming. He should leave Rwanda soon. But Paul doesn't believe it. The news says the presidents are signing peace. The world is watching. He thinks nothing bad will happen. But that night, houses start burning. Armed men run through the streets. The radio goes silent. Paul feels something is wrong. He rushes home. The house is dark. He finds his wife and kids. Then he sees many people hiding inside. They are Tutsi neighbors. Their homes were burned. Paul is the only Hutu they trust. So, they came to his house. The next morning, the radio speaks again. It says the president's plane crashed. The Hutus blame the Tutsis. Soon, they start the killing. They say it's time to clean the Tutsis. Suddenly, a truck of soldiers rushes into Paul's yard. They pull everyone outside. The leader knows Paul. He asks Paul to open the safe at the Diplomat Hotel. Paul used to work there and knows the key. But if Paul leaves, his family is in danger. So he takes everyone with him. The van drives through the city. Bodies lie on the road. Hutu fighters stand with guns and machetes. The streets are full of fear. At the Diplomat Hotel, Paul finds the key. The soldiers see his wife and neighbors. They know they are Tutsi. They raise their weapons. Paul steps forward and starts stalking. He offers money to save them. 10,000 francs for each person. The soldiers agree. His wife and kids are safe. but many neighbors are still there. Paul wants to help them too. But he has no more money. He says he has more cash at his hotel. So they drive to the hotel. Paul takes out more money. He buys freedom for the others. They have nowhere to go. Paul lets them stay in the hotel. The hotel is in chaos. The airport is closed. Foreign guests and reporters are trapped here. The hotel manager is leaving. He leaves everything to Paul. Soon, Mrs. Archer from the Red Cross arrives. She brings a truck full of Tutsi children. She asks Paul for help. The hotel has foreign guests. UN soldiers are nearby. The fighters may not attack. Paul agrees to help. The city is in chaos. No one knows how long the hotel can stay safe. The Tutsi workers are worried. They can't focus on their jobs. The hotel soon stops running. Paul needs to fix it. He calls the hotel chairman for help. The man is also the head of Belgium Airlines. Paul asks him to send a fax. The fax says the hotel is under protection. It gives people hope and calm. Paul regains control again. Some more reporters stay in the hotel. They go out every day to film. Paul sees one of their tapes. It shows Hutu soldiers killing Tutsis. Everyone is shocked. Soon, Hutu fighters surround the city. They start a bigger attack. More people run to the hotel for safety. A UN officer brings good news. He says Europe is sending soldiers. They will come soon to take everyone away. Mrs. Archer returns too. She found the two children. But Paul's brother-in-law is missing. The roads are blocked by soldiers. She can't bring the kids back. Everyone waits and hopes. Finally, French troops arrive. People cheer with joy. But then they learn the truth. The soldiers only take foreigners. Only white people can leave. Paul finally understands. No matter how much the world watches, foreigners only care about themselves. The ties he worked so hard to build mean nothing. He tried to be part of their world. But he never truly belonged. Rain falls outside. People wait in line with their passports. Only those with papers can leave. As the buses get ready to go, priests and nuns arrive with many refugees. They think the hotel is a safe place. But it is just another place left behind. Soldiers tell the foreign priests and nuns to get on. The local nuns and children must stay. They hold each other tightly. Then they are pulled apart. Paul and the others watch the buses leave. Those people were their friends. They were also their last hope. But now they are gone. Paul wakes up the next morning. A group of Hutu soldiers breaks into the hotel. They want everyone to leave. If they go out, they will die. Paul calls a Hutu general he knows. He hopes the man can help. But no one answers the phone. Now his only choice is the hotel's owner. The man is the head of Belgium Airlines. Paul calls him but doesn't ask for help. He tells him about the hotel's situation. Then he thanks him for the company's support. He says goodbye. The owner feels ashamed. He calls the French president's office. He asks them to send help. Paul goes to the front desk. He deletes all the guest records. He wants to stop the soldiers from finding them. Soon, the soldiers get an order to leave. The phone call worked. But the danger is not over. The owner has no real power. Politics follows its own interests. Rwanda can't give them anything. That's the truth. Paul finally understands. Waiting for help won't save them. They must save themselves. He gathers everyone in the hotel. He tells them to call anyone they know abroad. Tell them what's happening here. Tell them goodbye. Let them feel the weight of silence. They must live. The world must act. Paul also clears all room numbers and records. He doesn't want the soldiers to return. He tells everyone to keep working as usual. The hotel must still look normal. In the chaos outside, This small place stays calm. The general finally appears. Paul uses a small trick. He asks the general to punish a worker. The man is Hutu and works at the hotel. Since the war started, he stopped working. He eats and drinks as he likes. Supplies are running out. Someone has to go out to buy more. The Tutsi workers can't go safely. So Paul takes the Hutu worker with him. They visit Rutaganda again. Many Tutsi women are there. Rutaganda warns Paul to stop protecting them. He says to follow the new order. Before they leave, someone talks to Paul. He should go by the river. It may be safer there. But when they arrive, they see the truth. The ground is covered with bodies. The place has been cleared by Hutu soldiers. If this is the safe road, then other roads must be worse. Paul returns to the hotel. He is completely exhausted. A few days later, a UN officer arrives. The calls for help finally worked. Under pressure, France sends soldiers again. They will take away the people on a new list. Paul's family is on that list. Paul puts his wife and kids on the bus. Then he looks back at the others. They are still waiting. Paul knows he can't leave. He closes the bus door. He chooses to stay. He wants to protect the others. The UN officer drives toward the airport. But the Hutu worker tells the militia. The convoy is stopped halfway. The UN officer can't shoot. He must keep everyone safe. The soldiers lose control. The Hutu fighters climb onto the buses. Everything turns chaotic. Paul hears gunfire from far away. He calls the general for help. He promises a reward. The general comes in time. The UN officer and the group return safely. There will be no more trips out. The hotel has almost nothing left. Paul gives the general Rwandan francs. The general gets angry. He walks away. He won't come back again. The Tutsi rebels join the Congo army. They start a large battle with the Hutu fighters. The UN officer tells everyone to hold on. In 2 days, rescue teams will come. That night, Paul remembers something. He once saw golden jewelry in a hotel safe. He calls the general again. He says, "Now you have a reason to help." Paul asks the general to protect the hotel. But the general plans to move to another city. He offers Paul a place to go with him. Paul refuses. He wants to save the people in the hotel. Paul tells the general the truth. He says the war is destroying the country. The general has done nothing to stop it. He only takes money and power. The world is watching him. People make all him a war criminal. Paul says if he saves these people, they will speak for him in the future. The world will see him differently. The general thinks for a moment. Then he decides to act. He leads his soldiers back to the hotel. They drive out the Hutu fighters inside. 2 days later, the Tutsi army arrives. Paul locks the hotel gate. Everyone gets on the buses. They are heading to the safe zone. Along the road, there are refugees everywhere. Suddenly, gunfire is heard ahead. Another group of Hutu fighters appears. They attack with machetes. But the Tutsi rebels arrive with heavy weapons. They fight back fiercely. The buses pass through the battle. At last, they reach the safe zone. Mrs. Archer is there. She finds Paul's relatives and the children. They are reunited. But many children are still looking for their parents. The war is over. With the owner's help, Paul's family leaves Rwanda. They move to Belgium. The man behind the killings is caught. He is sentenced to life in prison.